I want to talk about something. I just thinking about the connotation. One of the things I learned in my life was connotation and denotation, and that was very important because most people can't distinguish the two because they've never been taught to. And that's where they keep you confused. But the connotation of something is just what it seems, but not really what it the denotation is exactly what it is. Or, connotation is what people assume it to be. It doesn't necessarily mean that's the actual truth or whatever. So, I think about how over your lifetime you will ultimately be, brainwashed, or you will learn, you will be socialized to understand or to view Europe in a high light, in high esteem. Because you think about it, I think about all these different countries in Europe where you're, anywhere in television, cartoons, whatever, you're sold a certain image, a characteristics of these different people. For instance, you have the French. The French, there's a certain type of music they'll play. Even if you're watching Pepe Le Pew, you know what I mean? There's a certain type of music playing, and it's and it's a certain type of air, and a certain type of I don't know. I mean, just the French. You get a certain type of appeal from everyone. And you're talking about Italy. The Rome, leaning Rome, and all they show certain famous pictures of Rome, and just Italians and olive oil and olives and whatever. You know what I mean? It's even Spain, even Greece. Everybody has their own characteristics. And I'm just saying, I know with London and all these different places, people, London alone, you have the Cheerio, and you have all these different things that come to mind if you've been socialized in this American society, in this television, So what I'm saying is that most black people, for white people, that is them paying homage, or that's their home country, whether they even if they're American and they don't admit it, that's where they're from, so that is that's quite natural for them. But for us, if somebody said, I don't see the same being the case for Africa. Nobody talks about any place in Africa that's like prestigious or beautiful, or some place of desire that you would like to visit. Even though I will argue, there's no doubt. Fuck arguing. I don't have to argue. It's very proven. Africa is a desirable place. Not just what they show you on the newspapers and the television and stuff, but overall, that's a desirable place. Why? Because ain't no European, ain't no Asian, ain't nobody that they can keep out of Africa. Say they want to keep black people specifically out of Africa. For some reason, I'm just saying, they paint a picture to everybody else that Africa is savage and all this. But why is it so? If it's so savage, it's so dangerous, why the hell is all the Chinese, all the Indians, and all the Europeans that can't stop going there? That's who is there. They're there. It just kills me to see black people. I've talked to black African indigenous Africans will totally disregard their home continent. And if that's not a shame, I don't know what it is. Because you really are brainwashed. I've never been to Africa, but I know enough to know that the information we get about Africa is erroneously false. And to the point where you can have an indigenous African from this continent believe it. I'm very interested in these type of things, and so I even understand that a lot of different African countries from east to west. So it's like South Africa is not sure about what's going on in East Africa or West Africa. So it's very disconnected. But the thing I'm getting at is that there's no, when you think of Europe, you think of so beautiful. So, which I disagree, because I really know the truth. I mean, I'm not gonna say I would not visit, but it's not my primary location that I would like to see. But Africa for sure is, because Africa has everything, and Africa is beautiful, natural, just beauty. Europe has nothing. Europe has some type of buildings and different, prominent landmarks, but it's really not. And I've known people, black people, who go out their way to go to London or whatever, and really is disappointed. I mean, it's just not as special as they may have made it up in their mind. But it's really crazy what I'm saying when I get back to this connotation. The connotation of Europe is just beauty and greatness, and you just love to just bask in it, to the point where you got rappers, niggas in France, and you got people shooting videos in France and all this. There's like nothing wrong with it to an extent, but then what it is just adds to that illusion, like this is the most desirable place. So you have black people who, anything European is like great. And it's ridiculous, because most European product is some stolen shit from Africa. So I just want the day where, hey, this locale right here, let alone Kemet, but no, if you gonna praise Kemet, you gotta praise Ethiopia. You gotta praise Sudan. It's like you have to go visit these places, and it's just the connotation of these places and ignorance. Connotation combined with ignorance make you just do anything to stay away, and I think that's the most foolish thing. And ignorance is rampant, because that's the truth of the matter. Your black ass don't want to see no part of Africa in your life. But you'll do all you can to get to Europe. So anyway, they turned your ass off from it. But all I know is that there's a whole lot of white people in Africa loving it, and your black ass is scared of it. That's ridiculous. You're an idiot.